Hello and welcome to Reykjavík Grapevines Newscast. My name is Valur Grettisson. I'm an editor-in-chief at Reykjavík Grapevine. You can find my name down there if you don't understand it. This here one is Illugi. You can also find his name there. Illugi is my son, of course. It's that time of the summer that parents have to take their kids to the work. He didn't want to go to the football semester or whatever you would call it. Before we start, of course, remember our online shop, of course. We have a lot of very nice stuff, as well as our High Five Club. And just like and subscribe if you really like this. That also helps us a lot. I'm gonna go over the news. I know that we haven't visited the volcano for a while. There are a few reasons for that, but we are going to visit it tonight. And when we visit it, we will show you everything that's happening and so on. And there's a lot of things happening and a lot of things have changed and so on. But right now we're gonna go through the news, and me and Illugi, we're gonna play a little game with Pollý. We always do this. We call it the piggy in the middle. She tries to get the frisbee, and me and Illugi, we will throw it between us. So, let's go for it. Okay. Oh, well gert. I suck at this, but what can I say? So, first news, volcano, it's still at it. There have been a lot of questions if it's going on or not, if it's, oh, you're good at this, Illugi. There has been concerns about this. I will explain this all in our volcano cast. There's been a lot of things happening. Look at that, my kid is a natural. I'm not, well. So, first of all, another follow-up from the American tourist that got lost in the volcano area. There was an interview with the man himself, Scott Estill. He was lost in the wilderness around the volcano for 30 hours. The thing is, there were some important details that was added to the story, which was that he actually fell, he lost his wife, or like they split up basically, and he fell and he hurt his head and he passed out. He don't know for how long. And the interesting thing is that when he woke up again, everything was with a lot of fog around, and he couldn't see the volcano anymore. So what happens there is that he did the fundamental wrong thing, which is basically, okay, well, 1-0 here. He did the wrong thing, which was basically he should have just sat down and just waited. I know personally that this is very hard to do. I mean, you're always like, your first instinct is like to go and to find your way back and make as small hassle as you can because of it. It's a completely understandable thing. But he was also just incredibly unlucky because of all the directions that he could have chosen, he actually chose the by far worst one, which was basically the one that led him to the completely direct opposite of where the volcano was and all of the people. So he was there for 30 hours. They found him in the end, and he said if there would have been like 1 hour delay on looking for him, he would have probably not survived. Well, I'm really bad at this. His kidneys were starting to failing. And he was just in a very, very bad shape. And it was a very emotional interview with him at RÚV, our national broadcast, yesterday. And the thing is that this story has touched a lot of Icelanders, because it is like these are very good people, obviously, and it was just like a ridiculous kind of situation, and everything just went wrong somehow. But the search and rescue, they found him and they saved him, and it once again shows how much of a hero those guys are. So let's brilliant. So we are still with everything open when it comes to domestic restrictions in connection with COVID. But perhaps a little bit too much, because although we're having no spike when it comes to COVID, we're actually like 90% of the nation have at least had one shot, meaning that we're not that concerned about COVID anymore. But the thing is that we were out and about last weekend, and so much that emergency responses, as like police, hospitals, the people who drive the ambulance and such, they said this was like an insane weekend. They said this was kind of too much. Ha! Got it. Or I don't know what they're asking for, but there is a discussion about like slowing down the club life in Iceland, which is of course not very, it's not very popular in Iceland because, well, we like to have fun. And not all are drinking, of course. Are you ready? So we had like, they said this was like an event when we have like the culture night in August and like hundreds of thousands of people are out on the streets. Whoa, well done. But this was just a regular kind of evening, and I think it's just COVID. I mean, it's been very nice being having nothing to do for the longest time. So, also, our biggest outdoor festival in Iceland, Þjóðhátíð í Vestmannaeyjum. It's over the bank holiday, and it's a very famous festival. It's been here for decades, and it's on the island of like Vestmannaeyjum or Vestmannaeyjar. Though the thing is, the planners were in trouble over the weekend because they scheduled a guy called Ingó Veðurguð to sing like with all of the people there. And we were talking about, most often there are like 20,000 people, and this one guy with acoustic guitar, and just playing these Icelandic songs, and everybody's just singing and rambling with it. It's an amazing moment. There is like a firework in the end, and you can see the firework from the other, like from land, like from Iceland. Vestmannaeyjum is like it's a different kind of nation there, although they are Icelanders. Hey. So the thing is, this guy, this Ingó Veðurguð, has been cancelled. There was accusations from at least 20 women that said that he sexually harassed them, and there were depictions of just straight up rapes. So this was very grim and nasty. And this festival has been like criticized heavily throughout the years because there are a lot of sexual violence happening at this festival. And like, for example, we have made the point that like Roskilde, the music festival in Denmark, we have it used to be at most like around 100,000. It's a little bit smaller today. But at that time, they had fewer rapes there than they had at this festival with 15 to 20,000 people. So it's like, it's a lot of, like the planners have been like criticized for not protecting the guests enough and such. So this was obviously quite like, this is like a MeToo thing still going on. And this was quite the moment when they were asked to like not have this guy as the, like leading the singing and the party. And to our surprise actually, they decided to not go with him, and they cancelled his audition today, just like 1 hour ago, when we were basically just going out. Then they announced that they will not have this guy, which is good. I mean, well, good and not good. It's of course like, you know how like how this MeToo culture can be. People are always fighting about this, but it's pretty evident that 20 women are not perhaps lying about this. And there was a pattern in this whole thing, not that we have any taken this at all. So, to weather. It's been the coldest June in 24 years in Reykjavík. We haven't had such a nasty weather since I was a teenager, basically. Ha! The heat was around like 8.4 degrees in Reykjavík, and we were having like snow all around the country, at least in the highlands, and it's been like, you know, and it's been like a very cold month basically. So but you can see now that I'm in my shirt, of course, because this changed quite rapidly when we went from like 8 degrees up to 15 to even 30 degrees in the east of Iceland. It's not that unusual to have hot weather there over the summer, but I mean it was like 26 degrees I think, and that's, I have to say, is pretty good. So meaning that this is a great like contrast for what is happening, of course, for example in Cyprus as well as Canada, where you have like incredible heat waves. And we have been paying a lot of attention to this in Icelandic news. We've seen that there are a lot of people. Hey, Pollý! She's going to swim. Yeah. If she's not hunting ducks, she's going for a swim. She's like, she's an outdoor girl. So, everybody tired? Okay, there's not much left. So, this means that because we went for, our heart is with those people that are actually in Canada. It's absolutely horrible to hear. And Icelanders have a lot of connection with Canada, of course, because we have like what we call like West Icelanders or Vestur Íslendingar. And a lot of things are, of course, there are a lot of cultural connections between there, as you of course know. And therefore we pay attention for what's happening there at least. But this has meant that there have been floods and even mudslides in Iceland, because we went from 8 degrees up to 30, so the rivers have been much higher. There have been mudslides destroying houses. It's not as much as was in Seyðisfjörður last winter, but this is a new reality also for us, and we can all feel like how everything is getting like more extreme when it comes to weather. I have to say, it's alarming. Also, the tourist summer is back on. We had, for the first time in 15 months, 10,000 people going through the international airport of Keflavik, which is, I know it doesn't sound much perhaps, but we had this traffic last time in August last year, the day before the travel ban, EU slammed the travel ban on the US, or North America basically. Meaning that we are, we feel it in Iceland. I was just walking here with Arsten, the kids here, and we heard like the tourist music, which is like them dragging these luggage after them on the streets, like. So it's a good sound actually, and it's interesting. Also, I have to end this with one thing more. At least 20 airlines are flying to and from Iceland this summer. Among those are actually United Airlines, which started flying to Iceland from Chicago, which is, I actually met a fantastic guy at Netto. I often go to the grocery store in the west side here. He's from Chicago. Very nice chat, very fun. And okay, the local political scandal, I have to tell you about this. So we have this odd scandal. The city council of Reykjavík, they actually bought a porn shop. Like Icelanders are not much for porn. Well, we're probably as much into it as any other, but we don't have like we don't have these porn shops in many locations, but there is this one location. It's a little bit east from here, and the shop was bought by the city council, and they decided to change it into a kindergarten of all places. But everything is crazy now in the politics, because they were going to transform it into a kindergarten, and they were going to pay 600 million Icelandic krona for it. It's like $3-4 million. But now the bill is 1.2 billion Icelandic krona, or double the price. So this pawn shop is going to be like, they basically could have just built a new kindergarten instead of like changing this house into a kindergarten. I don't know. But does it feel like it's adding too much? I mean, nobody's like angry about it. People are more like, that's really odd. Like, why? Anyways, like the city council has been, of course, criticized for perhaps being not too good with the public's money, although people are of course on both sides here. The government now is like is to the left, which is different from the government in the like the whole country, national, which is like actually with the left green, but they are only one of three parties. So we have volcano, which we'll tell you more about tomorrow. Tourism is back on, and we have a Pornshop becoming the most expensive kindergarten ever, and let's see how that goes. We will be back on Wednesday, if not tomorrow, and we will show you everything about this volcano. There is now there is a dispute because of the helicopters. The rhythm of the volcano is very different, and that's why we have to choose our timing there very well. It's not the same when it was every 5 to 10 minutes. Now it's perhaps every 16 hours. So it's really weird to see this. So until then, Illugi, should we say goodbye or? Goodbye. Goodbye. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay kind and live in prospect. And what do we say in Iceland? Bless. Very bless. Og ég heiti Kex.
I never say that.
Okay, goodbye. Ready? Wow. Ja. Glæsilegt.